Hi everyone, welcome back to some more Cities Skylines 2 here in Wulvlox, New York. Since we last played, a new update has been released for the game that finally fixed the homelessness issue. So we don't need the homelessness mod anymore, hopefully. Since we've last left off, I've let our city simulate to adjust for the new changes they've made, and for the most part, our city has made it through without any issues. Our unemployment rate has dropped significantly, which is good to see. And I've been checking on our parks as we've been going, and I think for the most part, some of them have cleared up, although some of them still do have some homeless encampments. So I think one of the solutions is to bulldoze these parks and then replace them, but I don't want to go through and do that for every single park. So I think what we're going to do instead is try to expand our housing options throughout the city, and I think we're also going to continue to work on that medical university we built last time. And that Hamlet that we built that I always have such difficulty finding. Okay, here, right over here. We're gonna expand this out to over here. And since I have the money, we might buy some more land out here so we can bring this hamlet out. And maybe in the future, we'll work on this little outcrop of land. I forgot why I purchased it. Oh yeah, okay. I bought this land to fix this rail line out here. But we could also just turn this into like some sort of town out here, because we do have this road out here and we do have a highway connection. So something worth considering. Something that the update also did that is quite a bit is they added props to the vanilla game, so you don't need mods to place props. But if you watch City Planner Plays, then you'll see that he mentioned that citizens don't interact with the props at all, so they kind of don't do anything. And I mean, personally, I don't think they matter too much, because I think what matters the most is having good planning and a good road layout. Because I think most of the time you're probably playing with your city from a more aerial view, so those props might not necessarily be visible. I mean, it's good for screenshots, absolutely, but other than that, if you're trying to wait for, some good simulation, that hasn't come yet. I'm still really hoping that they add more to the economy, just more to do, because it feels like nothing pushes you. All right, let's start building somewhere. So let's start with that hamlet. But it feels like nothing really pushes you in City Skylines too. Like I mean, I know that's a problem with probably a lot of games. Like, it's kind of self-directed. Okay, why do I have such struggles finding this hamlet? Okay, we're probably just gonna bring like a little neighborhood out here, but nothing really challenges you in this game. I think I mentioned that before. Is that even with the new Economy 2.0 update, it still feels like the game isn't that challenging at a certain point. And I really would like disasters. Like, tornadoes should absolutely wreck your city. Like, there should be some serious damage, and your city's gotta pay up and help prepare for some damages. And like, you got to be prepared to just let that money, empty out, because you might need. I want my coffers, like this, the amount of money that you have in the bank, I don't want that to necessarily be secure. You know what I mean? Like, it feels too easy to just accumulate money and then feel like there'll never be an issue. You can always deal with any problem. Like, it shouldn't feel that way. You should always feel like kind of unsecure, and that you can't just expand all the way at once and not necessarily deal with any issues. So I think I just had all big roads over here, so we're gonna keep that design. But I don't necessarily want all interconnected. I kind of want some cul-de-sacs out here. I think that's good. I don't want to overdevelop it too much. I think it is a little unfortunate. I know there's the road builder tool. Maybe I should just get it. But it is a little unfortunate that unlike in City Skylines 1, I can't just like place down roads that are already totally green. Like, I have to manually do all of this, and it's just a little tedious. And also, I mean, it doesn't help that I'm not making it easier for myself, but okay. And something, okay, what really frustrates me is like with so with the homelessness issue, right? If my city has like a housing crisis, like there's no consequences, right? I mean, one, for the most part, you don't even notice if there is any issues. I built with these, right? I can't even remember. Okay, I think it's okay, no, I think these are just well, okay, so let's have this be a higher wealth neighborhood. So we're gonna use the waterfront housing here and just kind of create random sized parcels. I know it might be better to keep them all in unison, but I just like the look of it being, you know, like not necessarily all of these lots were drawn in and created at the same time. So some of them might be a little different size, but most of them are relatively the same. That's probably gonna be okay. No, I thought it was gonna be turning into a big house, but that one's okay. So that one will be. Okay, I made sure I drew the districts over. Oh, and they didn't fix tourism yet. That's okay. I know there's a couple issues that they want to fix, and homelessness was definitely a priority, but they still haven't fixed tourism at all. Like I don't have a tourism industry, and it's still a little frustrating that we're not at that point. But okay, you know what? I don't think this would be a very highly desirable area, seeing as there's a highway right here. And can you put barriers on elevated highways? Okay, no, you can't. So I think we're gonna just keep putting. I think we'll just back this in a little bit. This road. I think it's probably the better option. And then if we can, we'll fit some trees in there just so we can try to break it up. But we'll just keep the houses a little closer in. All right, looking good. All right, we're just gonna pause on this area and we're just gonna move over to the, okay, so the sports park. Okay, so I did develop the hospital out here. I don't know if I mentioned this one because I don't think I did. I did end up building a hospital out in this area. And for the most part, we don't really have any health issues around the city. Oh, okay. Something that was really bothering me is, I'm sure you know this, but the overground parking lot, okay, so this one here is kind of broken on its interior, so I just got rid of it and replaced it with regular parking lots. Oh, right here. And it's not even filled up, so it's not even an issue really, so it's still working out in our favor. But okay, so we wanted to go to our new, so I built this health center here. We're probably gonna come and work on it eventually a little bit more because it's just a hospital and some parking lots, and it's not really, I wanted to build a little bit more like into a hospital complex because we have more space to work with rather than this hospital over here, which is, it's pretty cramped and there's not much space to work with. So we'll be able to do that. But the next thing I wanted to work on was our medical university, which is over here. I think I did add, okay, so we do have a train line running through here, but I wanted to add some more housing over here. And the main reason is that homelessness can be mostly cured, it seems like, by adding high density housing, which in this case can mean low rent housing. So we can add some low rent housing over here because it fits the vibe because it's right next to a train line, which is probably not the most desirable place to live. And is this the line that goes to? Yeah, I was like confused. I think it's backing up to get in. Yeah, okay, that's a little weird. We might have to fix that up. Yeah, okay, that's what it looks like is happening there. Okay, but we're gonna add some more low rent housing. I like to keep it off of the main like road that we can add a parking lot as well. So we'll just drop this around here. And we can just medium parking lot here and here. I know the parking lots are like, they never really get filled, but they really do make it feel more like a city. Because I mean, yeah, if you live in an American city, you know, I mean, there's parking lots pretty much everywhere. I mean, at least I usually don't see like just single lots. I've seen a few of them, but I mainly see like multi-story parking lots. But there's definitely a lot of them around. Most cities don't seem. I mean, the most walkability they have is the sidewalks that are already around, which I mean is like kind of a bare minimum. Like I said, okay, I've been to New York City. New York City is very good. There is lots of just like main pedestrian areas, and I think that's probably something I want to do with this city that I haven't really done yet. Is work more on pedestrian only zones and using pedestrian roads, because I just don't use them, because personally in most of the cities I've been to, other than New York City, like I don't see pedestrian roads. I see pedestrian paths, like like I've like trails and stuff like that. Okay, so we got a pedestrian road over here. And I like the look of these more than I like the standard pedestrian roads, but you can see that no one's really using this. And okay, so these function as emergency roads too, essentially. So I guess that's why I'm a little... Anyway. I think we should also make this green road here, because I think it would just help the university vibe. Even though I think the game's usually pretty smart about not placing trees. Okay, I don't know what's going on here, but we'll have to fix this up at some point. This is not looking good. Okay, looks fine. But usually the game is smart about not placing trees underneath overpasses, but I think it's just because this is not the greatest looking right now. Okay, so we got some... Let's actually put this on full speed. Okay, I'm not sure that I mentioned this, but one thing I did notice from the new update is now that there's, like, less homelessness. Okay, so I think lots of people mentioned this, but the thing you notice the most, so if we check out our statistics here, is that our citizens moving in has declined a lot. Like, it was around 10,000, 8,000 here, and then when I put on the update, it declined rapidly. So I think that's what's helped our simulation speed, is there's just less people moving in and out of the city. If we check our population decline, we have the same situation. And we're gonna
You're listening to
interesting news.
And skip.
we're
All right, so I mean, you can see like our statistics dropped a lot, which is good. So I mean, I think that's what's helping our simulation speed, making it just a little bit better. But I guess my goal for this save file was to make it to like maybe 2020, maybe like make it to the modern day, right? So we're in 1997. We're gonna try to play through like major historical events. I guess was kind of my plan, was to, as like world historical events would happen, like how would our city respond to it? So we might plan differently, we might build things differently, we might add new things to existing builds, etc. And as DLC comes out, we'll have stories for that. Like like we get a baseball park. I mean, maybe we bought a team, but also I think our city is of a reasonable size to have a professional sports team. I mean, maybe not, but we'll get there. And maybe something that I wanted to pitch that I wasn't necessarily considering, and maybe I want to hear your thoughts on, was maybe now that the simulation speed's a little bit better, and hopefully as performance for the game gets better, I'd like to play this kind of more like Sim City, and that's how we get to around 550,000 people and call it there with population. Now, as we expand the city, there is this huge area right here, and this is where downtown Buffalo would actually really be. I kind of pushed it off a little here because I wanted to keep the coastline untouched, but we have an avenue right here built for us, and we have some highway access. And not to mention we could build more roads out here. We have another avenue down here. This is our Dragon Avenue. So we could absolutely build a bigger downtown area here. And that would absolutely climb our population. And that would, at that point, I would consider adding a metro service and other things. And okay, so I guess we've been expanding the housing options with those, but let's go back to the Hamlet and check how it's doing. Okay, yeah, I really like the look of these waterfront property housing. And I just hope that we can unlock more special buildings as we go. I think I mentioned this. I definitely mentioned this before, but City Planner Place, who I obviously watch a lot, he did like a test, or like he was seeing how long it would take to unlock every single special building, and it took like, you have to build your city up a lot to get to that point, so just not that great. Just a little tedious. So I eventually we'll get there, but for now we are just a little bit behind. We can check our status though. It's actually nice seeing residential demand finally decline, because I don't think I've seen that happen in a long time since I've been playing. So it's good to see. I think it's because we have such low unemployment. Well, actually, I don't think that would be the reason why. That would actually be a reason for... Oh yeah, no, okay, so maybe we should start adding some more jobs so we can encourage growth. Maybe that's why no one really wants to move in. This game, yeah, CR low density residential. All right, let's do some more high density over at the university. These buildings still haven't grown in, but I'm expecting this university to have a sizable population. Yeah, it's already at like 3,000 residents, so we should probably make sure it has services. I did go around the city and make sure that we had postal service ready and available, but I really need to increase my postal sorting capacity, so we're definitely going to consider adding another one of these around the city, I think. And I'm not sure we're going to call it. I think this one, I think the original one I built, oh, where is it? It's over here. I want to give them fun names. Okay, so this is the US Postal Service sorting facility, but in my old city, it was the Amazon Fulfillment Center. I think we might have to build a fulfillment center in our city, but it's only 1997, so it definitely would come a lot later, and that's why I'm saying, like, okay, so when I changed my clock back, it was to 19, I think it was to 1993, so I played 4 years, and that's how much the simulation speed has declined since then, so it kind of just gives you an idea. But anyway, I think that's going to wrap it up because we're hitting about the 20-minute limit, and my OBS, my recording software, is screaming at me. So I think that's going to be it for this time, and I will see you in the next Cities Skylines video. Thank you so much for watching.